Hello, my name is Marissa Shu, and I'm an extension educator at Michigan State University Extension, where I serve commercial vegetable producers. Today, we're here to talk about the two types of traps you can use to monitor corn earworm populations. Let's go check them out. You can capture and monitor populations of corn earworms by using traps baited with the female sex pheromone, which will attract males into your trap. There are two types of traps you can use. The first is this mesh trap over here, which is called the heliosis trap. This trap is inexpensive, and so it's affordable, but it breaks down quickly and it can be hard to check if you don't have more of these two bags at the top, which is where the moths are going to collect. The other style of trap you can use is called a hard stack or Texas style trap. It's made of metal, so it's really durable, and it can catch up to 3 times more moths than the heliosis trap, but they're expensive or hard to make yourself.
Both of these traps need to be baited with the corn earworm sex pheromone. Scientists have isolated the chemicals female earworms use to attract mates. These chemicals can then be impregnated into lures that you can use to bait your trap. The most common lures look like rubber erasers called septa. Lures need to be replaced every 2 weeks during the season. Figure out how many weeks you will have plantings that are silking, and then divide by 2 to find out how much you need to order for the year. Lures can be stored in the freezer prior to use, and unused ones can be saved for 1 year.
So once your sweet corn starts producing green silks like this, it'll be time to take your pheromone lures and whatever trap you've chosen out to the field. And where you place your trap in regards to your field is going to help you accurately monitor moth populations.
You'll want to place your trap upwind of silking corn to maximize trap catch. Let's take a look at this sweet cornfield and talk about where the ideal place for a trap would be. Prevailing winds in this area are from the west. This means we'll want to avoid the east edge because the pheromone won't blow into the corn. Placing the trap on the west edge means the pheromone will blow into the silking corn. Looking at the west edge, you can see there are some trees along one corner. This is not a good spot, as trees will block the wind. This location is a good spot. It is along the west edge and there are no buildings or trees to block the wind from carrying the pheromone into the corn.
When you've picked out a good spot for your trap, it's time to actually assemble it. You can either place your trap at the field edge or within the corn itself. And remember, if you're monitoring other sweet corn pests, keep your trap at least 40 feet away from those traps. Now let's take a look at how to set up a heliosis trap.
First, replace the elastic strap along the bottom with wire or a more durable material, as the elastic strap along the bottom will sag over time. Next, wire a binder clip to this wire. Now it's time to pound the post into the ground. Then, tie the trap to the post so that the bottom is roughly 2 to 4 feet above the ground. Exact height is not important, but make sure vegetation is not blocking the entrance. Attach the strap along the front to a tent stake and pound it into the ground to keep the trap from blowing in the wind. Finally, it's time to bait the trap. Tear open the package and clip the lure to the binder clip. Try to avoid touching it if you're going to be checking traps for other species of moths. Change the lure every 2 weeks. Now, let's set up a wire heart stack trap. First, pound a piece of rebar into the ground. Next, place the trap on top. And finally, place the bait on top of the lure holder. Change the lures every 2 weeks.
This corn with its brown silks is no longer going to be attractive to egg-laying females. So once your field has brown silks, it's time to move your trap to your next field with green silks. Let's review what we learned today. First, when you purchase the trap, make sure you also purchase enough pheromone that you're able to change it out every 2 weeks. Second, make sure you're placing this trap upwind of any silking corn. And lastly, make sure that you're always trapping in fields where the silks are currently green.